Don't lease the Jeep Gladiator. And here's why. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. Real quick, if you're new and you haven't, smash that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. That's right, don't lease the Jeep Gladiator. I'm going to give you a few reasons why. First of all, I've owned over 70 vehicles in my lifetime, and a few of them have been leases. After I did the last one, I decided I am never going to lease again. So here are the reasons why you should never lease the Jeep Gladiator. Number one, no mods. You can't do anything to it because you don't own it. Now, of course, there are things that you could put on as long as they are easily removed and the Gladiator is put back to stock the way that you got it when you signed up for the lease. You know, it's kind of like renting an apartment. You can't go in and start tearing down walls and replacing countertops and ripping up the carpet because it's not yours. It's owned by somebody else, the same as the Jeep Gladiator is if you lease it, and you're not allowed to do those things. And if you do, you're going to get dinged for it when you go to turn in that lease. They're going to want you to pony up for whatever you've done to that vehicle. Number two, no off-roading, no off-road damages. You know, it's kind of ironic. If you get the Jeep Gladiator and you're an off-roader, I'm assuming you're going to want to take it off-road, but you're really not going to be able to for the sake of causing problems with the truck. Let's say you take it on a trail somewhere and there's all kinds of brush scraping up against the side of it, putting all those scratches and things down the paint. Maybe you slip off of a rock or something and bend or dent up a rim, a wheel, maybe even put some sort of a dent in the side of the Gladiator. That's now your expense, your problem that has to be fixed before you turn that Jeep back in. And I would highly caution you to not just let it go when you turn it in, because it's going to probably cost you a lot more money when that leasing company has it fixed than you could have done it on your own. So no off-roading, it's not yours. Number three, you're stuck for the term of the lease. No matter what happens, you owe that money. As soon as you sign on that dotted line, you're telling or agreeing that you're going to pay the value of that lease no matter what happens. Now, there are a couple of ways to get out of it, if you will. One, if you're lucky, you could sell it outright, pay off the leasing company, both the value of your remaining lease and whatever the value of the truck is, and be done with it. You can trade it in. I've traded in several leases, but the problem with that is unless you're within one, maybe two payments of satisfying your commitment to the lease, they're going to tack that on to the next vehicle. They're going to roll it in. So that's extra money that you're paying on that next vehicle that you're never going to recoup. And you're going to pay it either in the form of higher monthly payments, a bigger down payment, or more money rolled into the lease of the next vehicle. You don't want to do that. Financially, not a wise decision. Number four, the worry. And this is the worst part. You see, I experienced this every time I leased a vehicle. Anything that would happen, I had to worry about it because I was concerned that when I turned this leased vehicle in, I was going to be charged some big exorbitant fee. So that reduced the satisfaction I had by having that vehicle because I was always worried about it. Anytime anybody would lean up against it, oh yeah, and what do you think of the leaners? Leaning on vehicles drives me nuts, at least when they're my own, and it never fails. If your vehicle is nearby, let's say the neighbor comes up and they want to shoot the breeze, they're going to lean up. Sooner or later, they're going to be leaning on your vehicle. They're going to be doing this. They're going to be doing that. That drives me nuts. It drives me nuts for a couple reasons. One, I'm always thinking they're going to somehow dent the side of my truck, right? They're going to push in on that metal. It's a crazy thing. I mean, unless they're beating on it, pretty much impossible. But something that isn't are those little rivets on jeans, on shorts. You know, in my last truck, my 2020 Tacoma, I actually scratched up the leather because one of the rivets on my shorts kind of got bent and kind of had a little sharp edge on it. And I didn't realize this. Every time I was getting in and out of that truck, I was scratching the leather. Think about that if somebody's leaning up against your truck and then moving around a little bit with one of those exposed rivets. They're going to put a nice scratch down the side of your truck. Now, that's just one of the things that I would worry about in a lease. I was hypersensitive when people were around my truck or when I was leaving it somewhere. It just wasn't worth it for me. I didn't want to have to worry that much. And don't get me wrong, I worry about my vehicles anyway, even when people are around or I leave them in a parking lot somewhere. It's just not worth it. It's just extra hassle. Number 5, there's no equity. You don't own anything unless you get really lucky. And I know in today's market, it's a little bit crazy and the value for some reason goes up. And I've had people tell me in the past, I don't know that I believe them, during normal times, that they actually made money, that they traded that leased vehicle off because it went up in value and the dealership gave them more money than they actually paid when they leased the truck. Of course, what they don't tell you is, what was the amount of tax you paid? Because keep in mind, on top of that payment that the dealer gives you, you're going to have to pay the man. There's going to be taxes due every month, every time you make a payment. And what about the down payment? Did you recoup that amount? I've heard on the new Tundra, they're offering a lease with a down payment of $4,000. So before you can claim that you made money, you've got to take into account what the real cost was. Cost of the vehicle, the down payment, the taxes, and also don't forget that disposition fee. When you turn that vehicle in, there's a fee, usually anywhere from $150 to, it can be as high as $400. It may even be up to $500 these days. That's money that you get to pay just to turn that Jeep Gladiator back in. I don't know. Anyway, those are a few reasons why I say don't lease the Jeep Gladiator. It's not going to be worth it in the end. You can't do anything to it. You're probably not going to have as much fun with it. Leave a comment. Let me know. If you've leased a vehicle, have you experienced these same things? Do you worry about these things? Or, you just take your chances, turn it in, see what happens. I'd be curious to know. Real quick, if you didn't in the beginning, make sure you smash that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about my 2021 Toyota Tacoma, and Rob Motive FST, all about full-size trucks. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? Thanks for watching. Stay frugal out there. Bye.